Does your mic sound like absolute dog shit when you record or stream? Or maybe it's not exactly how you want it to sound. Like maybe it sounds good, but maybe you want it to have like more volume, or maybe when you talk too loud, it starts clipping and distorts the audio. Well, today I want to teach you how to go through OBS and add filters to your microphone to make it sound like mine. I also do want to disclaim that these settings do work for me. I think these are the best starting settings that you can have, and then you can probably just tweak them from there. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do if you are streaming from a PC, and honest to God, I did so much research before I even found this thing, and I cannot believe nobody has mentioned it. There's like been one guy that has mentioned this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your sound settings on Windows, and you're going to want to go to more sound settings. And it'll pop up this little menu here that has sound. You're going to want to go to the recording tab. You're going to want to go to the microphone that you're using, properties, and then the levels tab. So when you get into the levels tab, it is probably going to be all the way up here, where it's full volume. Basically, it's adding more gain to the actual volume itself. And that's where basically your clipping happens at. Also, the one thing you are going to want to do is change this to decibels. So you're going to right click on the little scroll thing that's here, change it to decibels, and you're going to just want to turn that to 0 dB. I have no idea why nobody ever mentions the fucking Windows settings in these. Like, it actually drove me bonkers because I was having so much trouble with finding microphone settings, and I found this one guy that said this specific thing. And it changed the entire fucking mic, like how it sounded. Like, you will not experience like bad audio anymore just because of that one setting. Now we're going to go into OBS, and we're going to actually go to the filter settings. If you guys don't know how to do that, give me just one sec. And next you're going to go into your audio mixer. If you do not have this on, you're going to need to go to Docs. That's at the top of OBS. So as soon as you check mark the audio mixer, it should either pop up a window or it should put it down here where all the docs go. So you're going to right click on micro/auxiliary. You may have this different on your side where it actually says the name of your microphone, but this is just how I have it in OBS. And then you're going to go to filters, and then on this side is where all the filters are. Basically, you can actually turn off and on all these filters, but I have them all on just for the sake of the video. So, I mean, if we turn them all off. So I probably got noise in the background. I probably don't sound as well as I would with just all these filters on. But I feel like I have a good mic from the get-go. But if you're like wanting to enhance your mic quality, you honestly need to have all these on. So first I'll go through the filters that OBS comes with automatically. So what I have on currently is a limiter, a compressor, an expander, and some gain. So basically what the limiter does is that it helps the microphone from not clipping as much. So like once you start getting really loud, it'll put it at like the same volume as like how you're talking right now. So it's always good to have that, but we usually just go for the threshold at -2 dB and then a 60 millisecond release time. The compressor, this really, I feel like this enhances the microphone the absolute most. Basically, it just helps with all the noise cancellation in the background. It helps with all the how your mic sounds, all that good stuff. So ratio is going to be 4.0 to 1. I've got threshold at -10 dB, my attack at 10 milliseconds, my release at 60 milliseconds, and then my output gain at 0 dB. And then you don't really need to mess with the sidechain ducking source. I don't think it really does too much. Feel free to pause on this so you can actually get it all down. And then the expander kind of works the same thing as the compressor. It's just an enhancement on the microphone. But you're going to have your ratio 3 to 1, your threshold at -32 dB, sorry. And then your attack is going to be at 8 milliseconds, release at 253 milliseconds, and then your output gain at 0 dB. Now, the detection actually does matter. I think it automatically has it at RMS, so you probably don't need to touch it, but that is where it should be at. And then for gain, I did add some bonus gain to it, so we can be a little bit louder when we need to be, so we're not being quiet all the time. And we just have that at 9 dB. So these are the plugins that you can add to OBS. I'm just going to give you guys a quick Google search to go off of. So whenever you go to your search browser, you're just going to type in Tokyo Dawn Labs. It'll be just usually the first result. You're gonna get a big fucking like list of like things that cost hundreds of dollars. I'm not saying that these aren't probably the best things that you can have, and you can absolutely go and look at these, but for budget purposes, we're going to be just using free ones. So you're going to scroll all the way down until you find TDR Nova, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. And then you're also going to download TDR VOS Slick IQ or EQ, excuse me. They should automatically go to your OBS. Like, you don't have to put them in a certain folder. They come as a plugin. And the next Google search that you are going to do is just type in Wider plugin. It should come up. And then you're going to go to the Polyverse Music website. And then there should be an area where it says free download PC or Mac. You're going to go there. I believe you do have to make an account for it. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. So just make the account and download it. So then what you're going to do, which, dude, I spent like an hour on this because I do not know where the plugins went. So what you guys are going to do now is you're going to go add these sources. So you're going to go into the little plus area, or you can right click on it where you can add. And then there should be something called VS2 2.x plugin. And basically you'll make a source, and you're going to have to do that every time. Basically go to that one and just hit it for the 4 of them. And then you're going to choose which plugin you want, and then you're going to go to open plug interface. So we'll start with Slick EQ. There also, another thing is that you have to rename these. This is what I've just named them, so I just know which one that we're using. But for the sake of this video, we're going to use the Slick EQ first. And then you're going to open plugin interface. These are the settings that I have. You definitely want to copy these settings exactly like I have it. Like, even look here at the top, just make sure that you have everything that is on here. So go ahead and I'm going to give you a second to pause the video to make sure you can get these down correct. Now, I also want to mention too is that some of these might be grayed out. You just need to click on them. Like the HP frequency is going to be probably grayed out. There's going to be stuff over here that's grayed out. Just play around with it and just make sure that like all this stuff is correct. Like, you need to make sure everything on this thing is absolutely correct, otherwise it is not going to work. And then basically all you do for all these is you just exit out. You don't need to do anything. You can hit close plug interface. It don't fucking matter. And then you're gonna just keep doing the same thing with all these other ones. Just open plug interface. This is for the TDR Nova. One thing I want to mention about TDR Nova is that all these little like 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all going to be on. You only need 1 and 4. And so this is for 1 settings, and just absolutely make sure that you are on 1 when you copy these settings. But these are the settings for 1. So I'll give you a second to look at them to pause. And then these are for the settings for 4. Like I said in the last ones, you definitely need to make sure everything lines up like how I'm showing you right now. Otherwise, it's not going to work, man. All right, on to the next one now. This is going to be for TDR Kotelnikov. So we're going to open that up. So there's not really too much on this one, but basically just copy the settings like they are. Like I said, even all this stuff up here, like the eco and stereo, if it's not that, make sure to go change that. That is for all of them. So just look at this whole page. And then finally, we have the wider plugin interface. This one's probably the easiest out of all of them. Usually you just want to keep this at 25%. If you get too much louder on it, like it's exactly how it's described. It just makes like the range wider and you sound like fucking dog shit. So anyways, guys, that has been the conclusion to this video. I hope this actually helps you out. I have struggled with mic settings ever since I've started like everything. So I hope this is something that can help you out. And if you guys have questions on anything, I'm not the perfect sound guy. This is just what has worked for me. So